Hey guys, Levi Allen here, and welcome to the Left Coast. When I look at purchasing gear, I like to look at which pieces of gear have the highest return on my investment. This is specifically important when you're starting out in your career or just doing this for a hobby, because you want to get the highest return out of the money that you invest into your filmmaking gear as quick as possible. Essentially, you should be looking for which pieces of gear move the needle the most on your production value versus how much they cost. The best part about the tool I'm talking about today is it not only moves the needle on your production value, it also helps develop your eye as a filmmaker and a cinematographer.
Sweet, so we're here up on the Chief in Squamish, and we're working on my next unnamed project, a documentary about slacklining. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity out here to show you one of my favorite tools for adventure filmmaking. There's like a few things, I mean, lenses, cameras, like all those things are great to have, but one of my favorite pieces of support kit is this simple little guy right here, a little monopod. And I like it a lot because for one, it's super light, but it's like one of the best tools for run and gun that I've ever found. And I'm not the only one who likes this, but I'm gonna show you a few quick tips here on how I get the best results. And so one thing that I love to do with it, you throw a camera on there with a wide lens, and you get it extended all the way out. And so this is where you see how brave you are. You just prop it like right against your abdomen here, and then you go out over an edge, and you can get these like really cool sweeping like crane shots almost. And so you can like start up here and arc down over, but you have a wide enough lens on there that you can't see too much of the shake. You throw a little warp stabilizer on in post and you're good to go. Another thing that I love with this is you take it, and if you can get like objects in the foreground, what you can do is these little pushes, you loosen everything up, you put your foot on it down there, and then you just do like a dolly push in. And just like that, you have like an amazing shot. And so instead of carrying in like 2 tripods, a slider, a jib, I mean, if you're gonna buy any piece of camera support equipment, this should be the first one. Should be the first thing in your kit if you're gonna shoot any type of run and gun, documentary, adventure filmmaking.
My monopod was the most used camera support tool on the shooting of Untethered. And this tool isn't only extremely versatile, I think this tool is really critical for helping to develop your eye for cinematography. The reason why it's great for developing your eye for cinematography is it allows you to move around quicker and adjust shots and get different angles than any other tool out there. Sure, you can do that handheld, but handheld footage often ends up shaky and in some ways unusable. So if you're wanting to get smooth and steady footage, the monopod really is the most versatile way to experiment with all these different perspectives while you're filming. This is so important while you're filming to actually get a taste of what things look like from different perspectives. Often if you move things just a foot or even a couple inches one way, you can get a vastly different look in your image. Your composition changed just a slight little bit, and you can get a far better, more pleasing image and more effectively tell your story. Now, I've seen beginners go out, get a tripod, get a slider, they throw the slider on a tripod, and they start doing all these sliding moves as they're filming stuff. And then when they head back to the editing room and they try to put something together, all they've got is these shots just panning left to right, just over and over. And what's even worse is they're all from the same height. They're all from 6 feet up. A good cinematic experience isn't all shots from the same height or the same type of move. Good cinematography, I like to think of, is a lot like good writing. Surprisingly enough, there's a lot of lessons to learn from writing. When you look at good writers and you look at the paragraphs they write, they don't use the same writing tools or writing styles throughout that entire paragraph. It'd be really silly if a writer used exclamation points or really big fancy words in every single sentence of every single paragraph, end of story. That wouldn't be a very interesting piece to read. What good writers do is they use varying lengths of sentences. They use varying describing words. Filmmaking in a lot of ways is the same. For good cinematography, it's really important to have varying types of shots. it's really important to use different focal lengths and to put the camera in different places and to use some shots longer than others and to use some shots that are shorter, to have some shots that are moving in slightly and to have a varying style across your entire piece. That's why I think the monopod is the best first tool you can buy as a filmmaker, because it allows you to experiment in ways that normal traditional tripods and sliders can really slow you down or make you get lazy. Now, don't get me wrong, I love technology. I love 3-axis gimbals. I love a really, really good tripod. I love drones, but those are really what help level up your cinematography after you have a good base. It's really important to have a foundation you can build off. And if you don't have a good eye for cinematography, your stuff's all gonna start to look the same. So to close this video, I'm gonna make a recommendation of which monopod I think you can get. There's a lot on the market, but there's one company making them better than anyone else, and they're called Suri. That name is a little tricky to pronounce, but apparently that's how you pronounce it according to the manufacturer. And their monopods have a stronger, better built 3-leg base than any of the other ones I've seen. I had a Manfrotto one for years, and it actually ended up breaking this summer while shooting untethered. So I upgraded to this new one and I'm really happy with it. I actually recommend getting a slightly different model than mine because it's more versatile. You can actually remove the feet from the bottom of the monopod and just use that on its own as a mini tripod. It's super versatile, packs down really small. It's really similar to the one I have, but the main difference is the base comes off. Check the notes in the video below for links on where to get this stuff and a full recommendation on this setup. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button to help other people find it as well. Also, you can follow along with all of the videos, all of the tutorials, all of the articles I'm putting out by being part of the Left Coast Collective. It's my entirely free newsletter that allows a direct connection between me and you, where you can ask me questions, I will answer them, and I will send you all of the new content directly to your inbox. You can sign up for that. You're gonna get a ton of value. And also, this is just the first tutorial in a series of many tutorials to come based around the making of my film, Untethered. If you want more of these tutorials and you have questions you want to specifically ask, the best place to do that is by being part of the Left Coast Collective. Okay guys, thanks for checking out this video. You can view all the videos in this series by watching this playlist. And again, remember, life's better when you make stuff.